Students, I am back. Class 5, Subject EVS, Chapter 12. Chapter name Natural Calamities and Emergency Measures. Topic Floods and Droughts. In last class, we talked about the natural calamities, what are they? And we also talked about the cyclones. So today we will start with floods and droughts. During heavy rains, rivers overflow and flood the surrounding areas and submerge everything. All of you know India is a country of monsoon where the rains get every year, and sometimes it falls too much and sometimes it falls very less. So depend on the quantity of the rain, how much it falls, the conditions comes, and sometimes it becomes the disasters. So when the heavy rains comes, when the rainfall is very heavy, in that case the rivers start overflowing. Too much water collects in the rivers and the rivers start overflowing. The water comes out from the rivers and start flowing on the other side. Flood the surrounding areas and submerge everything. The areas that are in the surrounding of the rivers that start covered with the water, and it gets submerged everything. Everything that is in the surrounding of the river that are covered by the water. Thousands of people die because of drowning, snake bites, fever, and infections after a flood. When everything gets submerged by water, there's time nothing is possible to do in a common way. So definitely people suffers. People get die because of the condition. Some people drowning. Some people gets inside the water and they died. Sometimes they get by the snake bites. When everything is submerged by water, definitely the animals will also affected by it. So that time the snakes comes out from their holes, their houses, and the snakes that can move in the water, they are very dangerous because they flow with water and they can easily bite the human beings. Fever and infections after a flood. These are the two conditions which mainly comes after the flood. Because during the flood, everything is mixed with water, and all of you know where the moisture is present, where the air and water both are contacted, the moisture comes and the result is bacteria, germs, and these bacteria, that germs start to spread the diseases. So the people get infected by the fever and the different type of infections. As crops are destroyed, famine-like conditions occur. When the flood comes, the regular things are getting destroyed. Houses are destroyed, their normal things are destroyed. So definitely the crops are also destroyed. And because of the destruction of the crop, the fooding is getting low. People suffer from the food. So famine-like conditions occur. Famine-like conditions means lackness of the food. In that condition, the people suffer too much, and sometimes the disease spread in a very fast. In India, Bihar and West Bengal suffer from flood due to the overflow of the river Ganga. Bihar and West Bengal, these are the two states where the river Ganga flow, and every year, almost every year, the flood conditions comes in that river, and because of the flood, the both states suffer. They get damaged. In the northeastern states, especially in Assam, the river Brahmaputra floods almost every year. Northeastern states, especially Assam. Assam is the state where the river Brahmaputra flows, and almost every year the floods-like conditions comes in this river. And because of these floods, these states people suffer too much. Odisha too faces the fury of floods. Odisha is also a state where the floods come and it's get the loss of property and the damage of the life also. In the floods, since everything covered by the water, so the property is also losses and the human beings also get die. Droughts. Scarcity of rain causes droughts. In floods, the rain falls too much, and in the droughts, it falls very less. When the rain falls less than the requirement, the drought condition comes, because lack of water comes everywhere. Floods and droughts are both related to the erratic and unpredictable nature of the monsoons. Floods and droughts. These are the two conditions that are especially depend on the monsoon, and both are unpredictable. Nobody can say that when the droughts will come, and nobody can say that when the floods comes. It is totally depend on the nature. So nobody can identify it before. We can only expect by the forecast or by the other technologies, but nobody is sure that when it will be. Check dams and canals are being constructed to harness water. You know, we are the human beings, and whenever we get the problem, we try to find out the solutions. So that by the suffering, the conditions of the floods and the droughts, the human being think about the solution. They didn't get the every other proper, but they did the few things. With the help of these solutions, they can little bit less loss. So they check dams and canals are being constructed to harness water. Check dams and canals. They are making the canals, or they are trying to make improvement in the dams this way. By this way, they can do the loss of the during the lack of the droughts or the floods. When these two conditions come, they try to get the less loss with the help of these arrangements. Earthquakes and landslides. A shaking or trembling of earth's crust is called an earthquake. When the vibration-like conditions come in the earth, when the earth moves in a very fast movement, that is the earthquake. It starts vibrating. Minor earthquakes in mountainous regions may cause rocks to break and slide down. Actually, the earthquake comes because of the movement in the inside the earth. When the movement being start in the inside the earth, it takes the condition of the earthquake. And when it vibrates too much fast, it gets too much loss for the human being. Minor earthquakes. Normally it comes in the mountainous region, the place where the mountains are present. There the small minor earthquakes comes regularly. So during the minor earthquakes, rocks to break and slide down. The rocks that are at the top of the mountain, they break and they start falling down in the condition of the minor earthquake. But when a large amount of earthquake and rock fall from high mountains towards a lower valley, it is called a landslide. When the earthquake comes in a high range, that condition, the many big rocks comes down from the higher place, and that condition, the whole land gets down. It is the landslide. In India, however, some people have started following guidelines on using earthquake-proof technology while constructing buildings. As I told, the human beings always try to find out the solution. So with it, the people start following the guidelines which is given by the government to the normal people, and they also start making the earthquake-proof technology using the while building constructions. When they make the buildings, when they make the houses, they use the technology which is helped to get the less loss or stop the loss by the earthquake. Earthquake is totally the condition where the everything moves. In that condition, the big buildings, houses gets fall down. Everything that has a big height, that has a large, that thing gets fall down because of the earthquakes. Because earthquakes uprooted the things. They take it out from the support of the ground, so it falls down. So it gets too much loss, because you can think that if the people are living in the buildings and if the buildings fall down, definitely all they will be covered by the bricks and other things of the buildings. So the human beings can be also inside it and they can die. So these conditions are very critical. So we should always follow the instruction given by the governments. So these were the points for the today. I will meet you in the next class. Thank you.